Hi, I'm Maggie from maggiescrochet.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do the chainless foundation. And this came from a request on Facebook, and our Facebook page is Maggie's Crochet, and this is for the request came in from Rebecca Summers Kramer, and this is for you, Rebecca. So I'll have to be very honest with you. I never liked the chainless foundation stitch, but I watched several videos online and I practiced it before I did my samples here, and I realized that I wasn't doing it correctly, and that's probably why I didn't like it. So this is a sample of 11 single crochets that I did chainless. And this is 11 single crochets that I did regular. And this definitely is looser than this one, but there's not a whole lot of difference. And this has kind of a different feel to it than this one does. I will say that I like the chainless foundation now more than before, because I don't have to work the chain and then come back and find all my little loops to work my stitches into. It's like you work the first row of stitches into, it becomes part of the foundation. So like if you could use this stitch on a pattern that said, you know, chain 10 single crochet and second chain from hook and an each chain across. Well, instead you're going to be left with, you look at the count of your single crochets at the end of row 1 and you just create the single crochet stitches. So in that case, if you chain 10 and single crochet in the second chain from hook and an each chain across, then you would have 9 single crochets on that row. So you would just work 9 single crochets on your chainless foundation, and I'll show you what I mean as we go along. And then I think this is faster because you're creating your first row without having to do the chain and then go back in. And in other videos I'm going to show you the single crochet for the chainless foundation, but you can also do other stitches like the half double crochet or the double crochet or even the triple or treble crochet, and any height of stitch you can do chainless. So I'll show that in other videos. I just want to go over the basic single crochet one right now. And this is good too for like fashions, like where you don't want a tight, you know, a tighter bottom on the sometimes if you're a crocheter and you tend to make your foundation chain tight, it can pull in at the bottom. Sometimes they recommend, when you're doing it the regular way, sometimes they recommend using a larger hook for your foundation chain to keep that from happening. But with this, it makes it a real loose, it's definitely looser on this chainless foundation piece. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to try in this video is to work with rope, because I want you to be able to see the stitches super good, and there's certain loops that you go into and it can be a little bit tricky. So I've been practicing with some rope here, so I'm going to see how that goes. So let's get started. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, now I always leave about a 6-inch end on my slip knot, and I usually always start with a slip knot, and I make a loop like this. The top strand I bring across the center of that loop, and that's the one I like reach in that hole and I pull it out. You'll notice you have a knot side and a slip side. So you pull the knot side tight, put that on your hook, and this actually starts with 2 chains. So you just go 1 and 2. There we go. Now what you want to do is go into, see this chain here, you have a center chain, a top chain, and a bottom chain. So what I want you to do is go in right here where you'll have 2 chains right there. So you're going in the top 2 strands. So you just go in there You yarn over, draw that out. And normally in a single crochet you would yarn over and draw through 2, but you're not going to do that. You're going to yarn over, draw through 1, and that creates the chain underneath the single. And then you're going to yarn over and draw through 2. So that creates your single crochet, your first one. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and redo that one more time. You start with a slip knot. You chain 2. Okay, now you have you have like an oval here, and then you have a chain, a piece of the rope going down in through the center of the chain. So you want to go underneath the top 2 strands of the chain. So you're going to go in here. You're going to yarn over, draw that up, and I'm going to draw it up even with this loop. And then instead of yarning over and drawing through 2, you're going to just yarn over, draw through 1. And if you think about it, that chain right there, that drawn through 1, creates the chain underneath the single crochet stitch. So then you yarn over and draw through 2. Crocheting with rope's not the easiest thing in the world. Okay, so there, what I've created here, you can pull this starting chain real tight, but if you look real close, you can see this is the foundation chain that I created, and this is the single crochet. It's really very easy when you look at it. Okay, here's a real good close-up, and I got marker all over my hand today. I thought, well, that won't show up in the video, but it does. Okay, so right there you can see it. I created a chain and a single crochet. So maybe I'll try it one more time. I just want to make sure you get this. Okay, here's a slip knot. You chain 2. That's easy to do right there. Okay, you chain 2. I'm going to do this really close. Chain 2. You insert your hook underneath the top 2 strands of the chain right there. You yarn over, draw that loop up, yarn over, draw through 1, and that creates the chain under the single. Then you yarn over and draw through 2, and that creates the single. And then if you look at it, you tighten your starting chain right there, you'll see there's a chain and then there's a single on top of it. Now let's do the next one. Okay, so to create the next one, let's say I wanted to do a sample like I did with the I think there's 9 single crochets in that, or 10. But anyway, to create your next one, you go in this loop's easy to see, but you turn it, when you roll it back towards you, the very next strand right there, you want to go under that one too. It's almost like if you look on the back side, you're catching this strand and that strand. And it's part of the single crochet stitch there. It's part of that chain underneath it. Like right here, you're catching that and that. So you're going to go in that loop, and then you're going to catch the loop right next to it underneath there. And you're going to draw a loop up. Again, you're going to chain 1 right here. And then yarn over and draw through 2. And that creates your single crochet. So there's the second single crochet stitch. And you can see the loops on top here. Okay. So then I'm going to go back in here. And I'm going to catch the strand right in the back right here. Make sure you have 2 strands underneath there. You draw that out. Make sure you chain. Don't go into a single crochet here. This makes the chain underneath the single right here. And then you yarn over, and draw through 2 to create your single. So there you have your third one. Okay, let's do that again. So you go, this one's easy to see, but it's these 2 loops here that I'm going underneath. So I'm going to go right here and right here. So they're right, I got to go in that loop and then go in the one behind it there. Draw, yarn over, draw the loop out, yarn over, draw through 1, that's the chain underneath the single, and then draw through 2. See? Okay, I'll just keep doing it. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. I got to catch the back strand, so I'm going to have 2 strands on my hook, and look how pretty it looks on the bottom. That's the other thing that's good about this. It creates a nice finish on the bottom, so that if you had to sew this together, like let's say you were doing a fashion item that you had to sew sides together, you'd have these 2 loops on the bottom that you could match up with the, you know, the foundation chain or the foundation row of the other piece. So I've gone through the 2 loops on the bottom. I'm going to yarn over, draw that out, make a chain. That first chain is for the underneath of the single, and then draw through the 2. There. So that's how you do a chainless foundation. And I hope that this helps. And like if you were to do, like if that was, I only needed, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I did. And then you would continue on with your pattern. Let's say it was chain 1 turn, and then you just work your whatever rows next as if it was the normal way that you do this. The only difference is that you created your first row in a different way. Okay, so that is a row of single crochets that I did on top of the foundation row, crocheting with rope. So I hope that this helps you to understand the chainless foundation, and I hope that you subscribe to my channel, which is Maggie Weldon, and our product reviews are on the YouTube channel Maggie's Crochet, and our Facebook page is Maggie's Crochet, and I hope that you shop with us at maggiescrochet.com. Thank you very much for watching.